Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Here with Jarrett. Hope everyone's having a great summer so far. I know it's been a couple weeks, but an exciting video. Gonna talk about the retail industry in general and kind of how Citizen Stash is playing within it. But Jarrett, first things first, how are you?
Doing great. Thanks, Jason. Yes, enjoying the summer. A little hot out here in BC. A few things burning down, unfortunately, but we're not affected. We're just outside of Vancouver. Our hearts are with the people out there, and just trying to get through it as we can.
Yeah. Oh well, happy to hear. And I know a little different background. You're in the office today.
Yeah.
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 Oh, awesome. Well, here, let's dive into it. Maybe I'll let you intro, obviously we're kind of covering retail industry in general, kind of, where you see things going, where you see the retail industry moving, and, how Citizen Stash is playing alongside those driving factors.
Sure, thanks. So, I think retail sometimes is almost forgotten a little bit in the cannabis space here in Canada. I mean, so much attention is always brought upon the producers, the money around that, the size of facilities, the flower that's coming out. And then I think sometimes retail is a little bit forgotten a little bit about how important they are. And, retail is a very significant part of the cannabis industry in Canada. I mean, it is the interface where consumers can actually get the product, and it is a way that we can channel our products to the consumers. So we look at retail as a very important kind of aspect of our business and include them in our business model. Retail, it had a bit of a fragmented start. I mean, let's call it what it was in Canada. I mean, Alberta was quite aggressive. Ontario was not. BC was kind of in the middle. Quebec is still non-existent. So, it was a bit of a rollout nightmare. Things are getting better. I think as of last May, there's about 2,000 stores across Canada now licensed to be retailers. So the opportunities are increasing in there. But the interesting part is, of all the retailers in Canada, 40% of those I heard are owned by chains. And 3 or 4 of those chain owners have 80 to 100 stores. You hear like Fire and Flower and Spiritleaf. I mean, these guys, have built up a good network across Canada. And when we look at them is they're becoming as important as the provincial exchanges for terms of product flow through and getting your presence and everything else out there. These guys are becoming quite a powerful force in Canada. So we look at now, if you're just starting and launching in the Canadian industry, not only do you have to now get your Health Canada license, not only do you have to grow the best product, you have to win tenders with the provincial provinces, you have to get your shelf space, you actually have to deliver performances, not only at that level, but now you have to develop relationships with key retail chains. So it's becoming quite sophisticated over the last year to be able to launch, maintain, and develop brands and keep them in Canada. Is becoming a little complicated and sophisticated. But we kind of foresaw that in some ways, and how we're hedging our bets a little bit is we're not blind to the fact that these retailers, especially some of the major ones, are going to want their own house brand. I mean, that's consumer packaged good 101. It's a way they can get their brand reinforced by offering products of their own retail chain. And we news release a little while ago, you saw us do that with a company called Burb. I think we're one of the first companies in Canada that actually helped the retailer get to market. Now, retailers, they can't cultivate, they can't sell, they can't tender with the provincial exchanges. So we've actually had a few companies reach out to us and say, hey, we'd love to develop a house brand with you guys. You guys are known for quality. You guys are known for putting out and maintaining good brands. Can you help us? And so we picked one to run with, and we're considering some others. And, we're helping that kind of that momentum now into that part of the new industry coming in cannabis. Now, don't kid yourself. If you don't play with these major retailers and help them in some way, you're going to be left behind. So we've kind of got ahead of the curve on that already. We see this opportunity not only brings us this extra revenue because we're actually selling the product through their stores under their brand, but it also helps keep our brand secure. They will actually give us the promotion we need and the shelf space and everything else at the retail level. If we help them, they help us. So it's a bit of a synergetic a relationship going forward. So we find, retails are absolutely key. We know ways of helping, making sure they're successful with our success. And we look forward to continuing to partnership with these guys as we move forward. It's just going to be a real key part of our business model and theirs.
Yeah, incredible strategy. Curious on kind of your, general kind of bigger scale factors. Where do you see retail going in, maybe the next couple years? Are you seeing, more growth, more stores are going to be opening? You talk about some provinces that are having their own issues and, expecting them to kind of come online sooner rather than later. But uh maybe talk to people who are listening about, where's retail going in your eyes? Maybe if you know even more the metrics between online versus retail. I think there's a lot of cool questions that we could kind of cover.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, retail is being very aggressive in Ontario, still quite aggressive in BC and Alberta. The other prairie provinces are catching up on it. Quebec will open up. So I see retail probably doubling again up to 4,000 stores over the next year and a half. I think Ontario itself is going to add another 500. The retail industry, though, it's going through a consolidation, just like the cannabis industry. I see retail stores that are successful going to be purchased out through these major guys. I see the ones that are maybe not doing so well, kind of closing up shop. There's going to be some guys that are going to struggle and not make it. So I see kind of a consolidation happening in retail as well. Absolutely, though, brick and mortar is the staple for cannabis. I believe online is a platform that will grow, but won't be a significant contributor. I mean, at the end of the day, people want to be educated, right? If you're going to go do something for the first time or you want to try something a little bit different, you can't get a lot of information online. If unless you know what you want, you kind of buy with those guys. But the bud tenders, the experience, the information that's available at the retail level is just invaluable. And I still see the major portion of retail kind of really bolstering the sales across Canada. And again, that's how we approach it. We know that we can't advertise to consumers, so we will make sure our bud tenders are our back pocket. We will make sure that they are advocates, and we educate them because they educate the consumers. That's a real way of winning over the consumers, and that's a real way of winning in retail right now. Online will grow, but again, I think retail is going to be the brick and mortar is going to be the main staple going forward in Canada.
Yeah, well, awesome. Well, that's great. That's great factors. You're going to double the store count in the next, year to year and a half. Even if you're close, I mean, that's huge metrics moving forward, huge growth. Anything else retail industry you wanted to squeeze into this video?
You know, retail is going to be something that is the next, I believe, kind of wave of opportunity in many ways. I think you're going to see more public companies going public and scooping up and doing a shopping spree. I'd keep your eye on a little bit on some new opportunities for those things coming. I think retail is still going to shape the industry more than we think. And it's going to be a lot of opportunity for branding opportunities at retail because you can't do that online. So again, real important part of our model, and I think it's a real important part of the cannabis industry.
Yeah, no, awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining. Obviously, anyone at this point, if you got questions, we're going to do a little Q&A coming up here in the next week or so. So please drop it if you've got any retail questions or others. But Jarrett, thanks so much for joining. This is a great video.
Thanks, Jason.